thank you for making your time available. Travel Mall is a online community, like internet community of people in the travel and tourism industry. We have about 500,000 members around the world. They're people from travel agents that sell tickets to the CEO or chairman of Intercontinental Hotel Group or British Airways. These kind of things, sure, the internet will help, but I think you need a physical center in the region and in some of the countries that would be inviting for consultants, researchers, educators from around the world. There's lots of expertise, and and these people want to be involved at the regional, local level with stakeholders of tourism in Thailand, in Mekong. So they will be, if the physical facility was there somewhere, they'd be pleased to come and do their work, exchange their information. They already have their contracts and their businesses. Educators, whether it be from universities in the United States, United Kingdom, from Asia, from Russia, they come to apply their curriculum and training and business opportunity for them to grow with educational institutions in Thailand. So it becomes more of a training of the trainer, where people can have a retreat. The funding for this, we're trying to find ideas from you, sir. Once you kind of get an idea of what we're trying to do, is what do you think are ways that we can accomplish this? Because we're looking for a piece of land that is somewhere. I mean, I personally am very much enjoy and appreciate Thailand, and think that something like this should be in Thailand, number one, and number two in northern Thailand. And which is why I had contacted my friends here and requested an audience with you. So it's something that maybe it's government, maybe it's private, maybe it's combination of players that would do this. So any thoughts you have would certainly give me, somebody who's not familiar with how things work, better ideas that I can share with my colleagues that are in this endeavor.
ขอบคุณนะที่ให้ข้อมูลนะครับขอพูดเป็นภาษาไทยด้วยกันนะฮะถ้าที่ฟังแล้วเหมือนกับผมเคยได้ฟังที่เชียงใหม่นะครับที่เชียงใหม่เมื่อสัก
I just would like to translate a little bit for you that the governor first mentioned about Chiang Mai was was identified as a ICT city for several years. Actually, we have an organization called SIPA located in the city of Chiang Mai. It's the Software Industrial Promotion Agency is funded by the government of Thailand, and the objective of SIPA is try to a little bit similar to your idea is how to recruit people who have knowledge and expertise in area of software and also other related industry with the computer like animation that she just mentioned. But anyway, it's not easy to recruit or draw expertise into the area. In fact, he said we spent about three years in researching and developing animation. Just got 3 เรื่องได้8 คนถ้า only 8 person something in that similar concept. Maybe this is just his experience and we experience in the city of Chiang Mai.
When I heard the word internet, I wanted to jump in and just to make sure that I further added that internet is great. You know, it's been around for almost 10 years
Yes.
commercially, but we're really only beginning to learn, actually, how do you apply it to better improve people's lives and businesses. How do you balance that? Because you can't take away the human interaction. You can't take away those group get-togethers. Yeah? And certainly we don't want experts developing tourism that hasn't been there or haven't spoken to the people there. So, you know, these kind of things. And sometimes proposing technology, the proposal sometimes has to be packaged with what the players out there, whether the participants or the money wants to, what they want. Right now happens to be a lot about corporate social responsibility, you know, greenhouse effects, reduction of poverty, the United Nations Millennium Goals. And you have here, Thailand, the Mekong, northern Thailand, has a lot of those things to be part of that component. Have you ever heard, sir, something called biospheres? Biosphere. A biosphere is a ecological, natural location that you know, people call a biosphere. There's a good combination of ecological diversity.
Something like biology plus sphere.
Correct. Terminology. And UNESCO in Paris, of course, I think some of you may have heard of World Heritage. They have a division, the cultural division, nominates and selects World Heritage sites. The UNESCO Natural Science Division has a division called Man and Biospheres, and they nominate the biosphere sites around the world. Both the cultural, World Heritage is cultural, historical, natural. Biosphere is just natural. Thus came about discussions and exploration with UNESCO, and last week in Copenhagen, 16 of the CEOs of the 17 airlines, of Star Alliance, met in Copenhagen to announce the agreement with UNESCO Biospheres, whereby beginning next month, on every Star Alliance flight, including Thai Airways around the world, United Airlines, Lufthansa, the video will begin with a 3-minute piece on the biospheres, UNESCO's biospheres. 1.5 minute is prepared for all the airlines, and 1.5 minute by each airline can do what they want to present. For your information, since you never heard of a biosphere, I presume you don't know, Deutsche Deck National Park has a park within it that is a UNESCO biosphere.
Okay. It has already a lot.
20 years.
Okay.
20 years.
How can you run this center after you establish? I mean the operating cost of the center, where the money, the income
No,
comes.
ideally, that whoever the entity, whether it be government or private, provides a land and physical structure,
Okay.
at some activity that they would be gaining some value add for their enterprise. I'll use the word enterprise because government is an enterprise,
Yep.
private enterprise is an enterprise. That there's some value add, whether it be generating more tax dollars or a means of utilizing tax dollars. And that's what government is about, or private enterprise to enhance their asset, whatever it is, you know, for their revenues and shareholder value. I could see a variety of situations that would. Continuing operating, so if there's no rent for the land and building, except upkeep, utilities and such, you would need a administrator, a manager, you know, to manage the building. You would need a secretariat. You would need some assistants, some of which would be volunteers from universities and such, that would come not only locally, of course, but also from other parts of the world.
Attached to the university.
whichever, it can be attached to anything, literally, but I think the packaging of it, right? Back to the packaging and marketing of it, that whichever that is attached to, should be when people come to it, actually come, whether it be the visiting fellows and associates, and consultants and researchers, whether it be those or the donors, that they look at it and is I would call it an upmarket product.
But if you, through the governor, he may propose to one of the university here, the government universities here, maybe there are some research or some departments already there, and they also have people and other infrastructure already. Then just
Yes.
put this.
Mr. Carr mentioned that earlier on. He was a bit concerned that they weren't sort of green areas, but if I recall, many of the universities have outstations, etc., that they don't really put too much use, that could be perhaps
Right.
used for something like that.
This is what I can read.
ถ้าเป็นไปได้ก็อยากจะได้สถานที่ก่อตั้งเป็นศูนย์ที่ว่านี้อีกทีนึงแต่ว่าตอนนี้เขาอยากมีความคิดของเขาเนี่ยท่านผู้ว่ามีข้อเสนออะไรบ้าง
คือถ้าที่ฟังมันยังกว้างอยู่ผมยังจับจุดไม่ได้ว่าคือ
Obviously pleased to hear what you've got to say. He can see, where you're coming from. He can see the whole, the greater picture.